back to back.
What's easier?
Somewhere where we can just, make this happen, put this together, make those wonderful girls feel that they can. I'm so happy that I had this opportunity to, share my thoughts, my views to the young girls.
The excitement to want to study more that I saw today, I think I'm overwhelmed with that. Every child, wherever, however, whatever condition they are born, they have to be alive. That's all that we want.
I have in the center Kareena Kapoor Khan.
I hope that in some way today's conversation and me being here on Mother's Day can inspire a lot of women in our own country. Join me, Kareena Kapoor Khan, to end violence against children. To make sure that every child in India gets a fair start, because it starts with me. So let's just make it happen.
As you know, UNICEF is 75 years old, having worked with and in India for the last 75 years. And that means, and over those 75 years, we've been learning and applying lessons and had impact with government partners across the country, private sector, civil society, communities. For example, under-5 mortality has decreased over these 75 years, particularly since 1990, and an investment we can see. So more children live everywhere in the world, including in India, to see their 5th birthdays. We've achieved gender parity in school, working with the government of India, so that as many girls are in school as boys. And as you heard, Kareena's been with us for 10 years. She's brought her voice, her energy, but your knowledge, advocated for these things. So talking about girls being in school, but not just being in school, but learning. Thank you for the way you've talked to parents. So parents are hearing the importance of nutrition and breastfeeding exclusively for the first 6 months. These are impactful things. We're so excited, Kareena. Thank you for bringing your voice, because when you talk, people listen. When you write, people read your books, and you bring that energy, but that knowledge as well. And we're joining forces with our 4 youth advocates, and by coming around this table, you bring people that will raise their voices with you, and it's together that we'll be able to take the momentum we've built, because I think the most important thing is that the stakes are as high as ever. So how do we bring all the momentum we've had to the world's largest youth and child population in the world, here in India? So together we come together and we advance the rights to reach every child, and your voice with our advocates and all of us will make that happen. Namaskar.
Prepared with a speech, but I haven't opened it. Because every time I'm with my UNICEF family, I get very emotional and I say, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that, and I'm going to give this big speech and be very eloquent, and then bang, my eyes well up and I just say I'm going to speak from my heart. But today is very, very special, and there are a few people I'd like to thank and take their names: Daphne, Cynthia, Aryan, Alka, and a very dear friend of mine who's not here but works with UNICEF, which is Gitanjali. And of course the entire UN, UNICEF, Chief of Section, staff, everyone. The 4 youth advocates joining me today in the UNICEF family. So, so special to have you guys with me and on the 75th year. I'm very honored and very humbled actually to take on this position. I've waited 10 years and worked tirelessly and worked very hard with all my heart, and now finally I'm joining them as National Ambassador. It's such an honor, but of course with that comes huge responsibility, which I accept with all my heart, to ensure that every child through the corners of India, however vulnerable, wherever he is, whoever she is. And I must include by when I say every single child. I do not specify gender. I do not want to. Voice or no voice, abled or disabled. I specify every single child. I will work towards to give them their fundamental rights. Every child deserves a fair chance to life. The first 5 years of their life being their foundation. Every child deserves a childhood. The first 5 years, once again I repeat, being the most important and formative years. They deserve a right to safety, a right to gender equality, a right to education, primary education, safe environments, health and nutrition. They basically deserve a fair chance at life itself. And there are two things that I feel are the most important thing as being a mother now that I realize that whenever I see Tim and Jay, there are two things that I always have in my mind which I want for every possible child, and I know they're working, I'm confident working with UNICEF India and of course the government and its partners together. We're going to work tirelessly and make the effort. For two things, of course, like I said, health, nutrition, everything. We're going to spread the word about breastfeeding, how important that is. But there are two things that always, kind of I ring a bell when, because now I'm a mother. Of course, this role is most important, but the most important role I play in my life is being a mother to my two boys. And I always feel that children need a voice. They like to be heard, whatever it is, whichever environment they're in, whether it's talking to their parents, talking to their peers, talking to their teachers. They want to be heard. They want to feel like someone's listening to whatever they're saying, at whatever age, babbling, saying, being opinionated, however, but they just want to be heard. And that is something that I make a conscious effort of with my children is, if they have a voice, we must hear them clearly. And secondly, nurturing their confidence, because confidence gives them ability to dream, ability to fly, ability to have ideas, to innovate, which they need, because children they are the future of our nation. So to have that, we must build their confidence. So that is also a fundamental right, which we have to do. And by that, I mean engaging them in sport, drama, painting, arts, reading, things like that, which we plan to do. And that's what I really want. These two things are, I think, the most important thing in the formative years of a child, which I'm quite sure we're going to do in the coming years, that we're being associated together. And of course, I would like to say that it's been an absolutely tremendous journey, a decade together with UNICEF India. I've been very lucky for some wonderful memories, a few of which you guys saw, and the video which they made, which was so nice. Thank you so much.